Well, I thought I might go down and see some hot springs, Moses Hot Springs down off Mount Nebo, but I ran out of ground with a gate across this road about, at a pretty steep angle downhill, and I had to back up about a city block or so up a road that was about this narrow. So that is not going to happen today, and we'll have to try to figure out a way to get back out of here and see where the next step leads us. But in any case, having a ball down here in Jordan and playing around with the things we love to do, and that is get out and see some countryside. There certainly is a lot of countryside here. This is the Mount Nebo area where Moses is buried somewhere according to the scriptures, and have no reason to believe it would be any other place because the view here of the Dead Sea and the Jordan Valley is beyond phenomenal and looks really good. Certainly not the promised land over here, I can tell you that. The people here have probably lived very close to how they do now for the last 2 or 3 centuries. And of course, you know, there's cell coverage and there's all kinds of things that there weren't back in the day, but still a lot of goat and sheep herders out here, and just small farms, and really the I guess if you could even call them farms. And you're seeing all of the stuff on the road. I'm assuming that is from goats and sheep being out on the road all the time and blocking traffic and doing the things that goats and sheep do otherwise naturally. Kind of a winding road down here, and I probably shouldn't have taken the time to come down here because I do want to get down to Petra in a little while after I get to the Dead Sea. So really probably have to keep on the horse if I'm going to do all of that, and especially if I'm going to give Petra any kind of justice at all. It just has to be well, as short a day as I can make it, and get to where I'm going to go, and then get back to the airport for a 6 a.m. check-in for an 8 o'clock flight down to Dubai. And Dubai will be the exact opposite of what we're seeing here. Dubai will be very urban and of a different feel, although the first night I'm spending out in the desert, so we'll see how that goes tomorrow night. And hopefully I'll be able to get some sleep along the way today, either in the car or in at night or during the day, get a couple of cat naps to make sure that I don't fall asleep somewhere. But I just intend to drive until I get sleepy and then pull over and sleep for a half hour or an hour, and that always rejuvenates me and sets me up well for the next 8 or 10 hours. So that is kind of my intention. I don't intend to get a hotel tonight just because I don't like it's almost as easy if you've got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to to not do that. Although I guess there is a hotel right at the car rental, so I may second guess that and think that over again, depending on what the price of rooms is. Really, it's not so much about the price of rooms. I guess in thinking about it, maybe I want to get a shower taken and do some of the things that make for a 2-hour flight and then an overnight in the desert more comfortable. But we shall see. That would be Mount Nebo up on the middle of the screen, the memorial to Moses looking down over the mountain, or over the Jordan Valley, I should say, from the mountain. I've never been on the Jordanian side of this valley. I've been on the other side multiple times and looked over here and wondered what all was over here, but of course you really can't tell until you get there. You can kind of get an idea that it's going to be a lot poorer than the Israeli side of the Jordan Valley for any number of reasons, but it is stark in its nakedness, if you will, as far as the land goes, and it is not the Israeli side for the most part. Now, Israel does have in fairness, does have some hills that are very barren like this, but then the valleys are super productive because they've learned how to carve out of the desert the best kind of a livelihood that they can for themselves. The Negev is the desert to the south is a different animal altogether, though. It is really very, very, very much like the Sahara. It's in fact kind of an extension of the Sahara Desert, and so they do a lot of military training and things down there. Now we're up on Mount Nebo, getting ready to head down into the Dead Sea area. The only real question I have is, as we do that, if we end up needing to come back this road, it'll be a little bit later getting down to Petra. If we can grab a road heading the other direction, it will be better for our time considerations, but I need to stop at a certain point and get that off the GPS. And out there you should be able to see the memorial to Moses, which is built on a portion of Mount Nebo at least, and it's run at this point by the Franciscans. Have a chapel up there and a memorial and a museum, and you pay one Jordanian dinar to get one JD, as they call them here, to get in, and that's really $1.50, so it's not that much money. At least that's what I think I recall from the airport cash exchange. And here we're going down into the Dead Sea. And I think we'll pass this guy with the goat. Mind the cartons there of garbage. Reduce speed now, and that's not a bad idea. I've got brakes on here, but this vehicle has got 67,000 miles on it, so it has, it's not a new vehicle like you typically get at a car rental. And then jumping in, it smelled kind of like a goat, I thought, but hey, it is what it is. I'm driving a goat today. What better thing to do? Hopeful that my brakes are good enough, because this is a fairly steep decline. I think we're at least at 2,700 feet, I believe I recalled seeing on my GPS up at the top of that mountain. It doesn't quite seem right though, because here it's at 1650, so I'm not sure, or at 1950 I should say, so I don't know for sure what the elevation change is, but I do know that the Dead Sea is 800 feet below sea level plus. So it's a long drop down to the Dead Sea, and I'm sure that on a warm day like today I'll have hot brakes by the time I get down, if I don't kind of mind it just a little bit. And I just had an Arabic message pop through on my phone. I'm wondering what that's about. Like I can read Arabic. Another Arabic message. Looks like that one's from the phone company. There we go. Now we've got we have a regular English message pop through that says, oh, I bet you I connected to the Palestinian side is what happened. As I jumped over the hill there, I left the Jordanian side and I popped onto the Palestinian side, so that probably means I don't have data coverage here, although I don't know that for sure. But it says, thank you for using the Umnaya roaming service. We wish you a pleasant stay in Palestine, and if you have any questions, you need to call them. So I'll not be calling. I'll just assume that we're on roaming, and that we need to make sure that we're not making any phone calls, which I don't intend to, because it's 11:54 here, which means it is, if I remember right, we're 8 hours different, so it's 4 a.m. in the States. Sea lying ahead of us there behind this knob. Don't know if we'll see it when we pop over, if there'll be more things in the way, but at a certain point we will. That is the Dead Sea down in the valley there. We're at about 1,300 feet elevation here. And that's what you're seeing there, just a little outbuilding for a farm. That's about as big as the barns get in this area. Ones that I've seen. The Dead Sea in the front windshield again.